Okay, so far we have talked about one facet of what love is, and love is opening that artery because it allows you to expand your awareness, and it allows you to just relax and open up to your heart, literally, to your emotions and to your feelings. Oh yeah. The next one's going to blow your mind, guys. So we're probably 3 parts to this. All right, so now, what is love to a woman? Love to a woman. Actually, I'm going to put this in this video too because it combines. A lot of guys will get married and the woman has this hope. He's going to get it. And I remember this one woman, she was pregnant. It was at this Chamber of Commerce meeting and they were at this table and there's three women there working this table. And they go, what do you do? And so I handed out my cards. I think at the time it said the Love Doctor, if I remember. It's a really cool card. In fact, I should go get it. I'm going to get it. All right. So here it is. I've got 3 of them. The Love Doctor. All right. Remember that? So a lot of my older clients from 10 plus years ago, the Love Doctor, remember that. All right. So that was a cool card. So, and it says the Love Doctor, Michael G. Colleen, and it says male to female communication expert, right? So right at the bottom there. You probably can't see that. All right. So what is love? Okay, so there's something called emotional fulfillment. Now, a guy's going to be like, emotional what? What are you talking about, man? So women hope and pray that he's going to get it. Well, get what? Opening the artery. Opening up to his right brain. Because when you open up to your right brain, that artery opens. So it's the same thing. When you have internal awareness, you're opening to your right brain and thus the arteries open. So all of these are connected. It's really the same thing. I can call it internal awareness because that's generally and basically what my course is about. That's the core piece. So women are hoping and praying that one day she's going to teach it to her husband. He's going to figure it out on his own. She's going to help him figure it out. So I was at this Chamber of Commerce meeting. And when I told her, I go, I specialize in, that's why I brought this card out, the Love Doctor. And she goes, male to female communication, what do you mean? Because most women look at men like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because men don't, because most men think it's left brain communication. Well, I got good grades in high school and college English. That's not what she's talking about, guys. She's talking about the hidden language, the right brain language. So I was explaining all this stuff. She goes, my husband gets it. And I'm like, oh God. And the 2 women, like, she's pregnant. She was pregnant and it's her hormones. And I'm like, well, and she was, no, he gets it. He really does. Women want their husbands to understand this and get this so badly that they will lie to themselves about it until 5, 8, 10 years later, I can't take it anymore. You don't get it. It's like, get what? What the hell are you talking about? I'm very logical. No, right brain communication. So she literally kind of started like almost getting emotional. I was like, all right, fine, your husband gets it. Okay, whatever, that's cool. And so the reason this is important, okay, guys, emotional fulfillment is the fulfillment of what love is all about. Okay? God, it's kind of hard, but it's kind of not. When you take the course, it's kind of hard. It's hard to explain it to you. So when you learn how to give a woman emotional fulfillment, boom, she is freaking like, she'll tell her friends. She'll tell her mom. She'll tell her aunts. She'll tell her sisters. No. And they'll be like, oh, sure, honey. We've all said that for a few years in our lives. Yep, you finally found the unicorn. And they use that phrase, this illusionary, not illusionary, but elusive, where you can't catch it. They're out there somewhere. I've heard my grandma's told my mom when my mom was a teenager that she met one time, and that's why they call you guys unicorns, because you're like 1 in 50 million or 1 in 100 million. You're super rare, right? And so they literally, when you learn how to speak in this hidden language and you process in the internal right brain way and all this stuff that you're talking about, they will tell people. They will tell their friends, their girlfriends, and they're like, oh my God, I gotta meet this guy, right? So it's not bragging. I know you're thinking that's not the purpose. I'm not saying, oh, so it'll make you cool. It's the opposite of cool, because that's the left brain. If you're doing that, you're doing this, and this is a turn off. You want to let go, because the ego is when you're like this. This is ego, right? You've got to learn how to open up and open wide, notice how I'm 53 years old. I've got a very smooth forehead for a guy who reads a lot, studies a lot, does a lot of teaching and stuff like that. So when you are open, your body, it relaxes and you don't have as many wrinkles and stuff, okay? So let me try to go recatch myself up here. So I want to wrap this up. All right, I got it. The way that a man leads to sex and the way a woman leads to sex are the opposite. Complete opposite. All right, watch this. The way a woman leads to sex is first through mental communication, and that is the logical brain. It's like how old are you? How tall are you? Where did you go to school? Did you graduate? Do you have kids? This is what what women call also surface level communication. Okay? So the logical brain is the surface brain. So women, you're right. When you say, God, men are such surface level creatures. The right brain is the deep brain. It's about going deeper. It's about looking for a deeper meaning in communication, right? Guys, I already know right now that last couple sentences said women are going, I'm totally with you. And look at my body language. This is a rounder, more fuller way of communicating. This is right brain body language, okay? Versus this, all right? So, all right, so here's what it is. Women need to connect mentally first, and that's what's called mentally stimulated communication. When this gets filled, it's like a lockbox. When it gets filled with enough information, it gets filled all the way up, and then it pops open, and then she drops down to her heart, her emotions. Technically, now she feels it in her body this way, but what's technically happening is she's now opened up to her right brain, and now she's waiting for the hidden language, the descriptive language that gives her emotional fulfillment. Now, the reason why I'm saying emotional fulfillment in that way is because it has a deep meaning. Now, it's going to shock you. So here's what happens. When you give her emotionally fulfilling language, it's like a bowl. Once you fill it up, again, or like a lockbox, that pops open and then she connects sexually. So it's 1, 2, and then 3. All right? All of this is in my book, Crack the Female Code. Buy the book. It's $35. It is 500 pages. It will blow your mind, okay? It is put together much better because it took me more than a year to write that book, okay? So there's a process. Now, what I'm about to tell you is going to shock you. If you thought that was shocking, that's not the shocking part. It gets better. So for men, I'm going to state it this way. And ladies, you're going to have an understanding right now that you've never had before. Guys, when you have sex and when you have an orgasm, do you know that feeling you get after you have an orgasm? You're like, oh, and you relax, and you're so relaxed you can fall asleep. Well, here's what happens. When you have an orgasm, there's a chemical called oxytocin, all right? Now, oxytocin for men acts as a relaxant. For women, it acts as a stimulant, mentally stimulating. So women get that oxytocin released into their bloodstream through communication, through mentally stimulating communication, all right? And when you learn how to do that mentally stimulated communication, women are going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to go on dates with you. They're going to call you. They're just talking. And when you get good at it, they will literally get quiet and they'll just listen. I remember the first couple of times I was talking, I kind of got caught up with it, but I was doing it in the right brain way, the right brain processing. I remember distinctly, it happened a few times, but it was about the third or fourth girl or woman that did it, that I was talking to in this way. They were just like locked on, and After about 15 minutes, oh, I'm so sorry. Am I talking too much? Because before, when I'd speak in the left brain language, women would be like, dude, I gotta go. Like, dude, can you stop? Because they don't like that language. It does not, it turns them off. And it gives them a headache. But when you speak the right brain language, here's what happens. So I look at her, oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? She goes, no, please, continue. I'm listening. I was like, huh? Never in my life did that ever happen. I was like, really? She goes, yeah, please. I was like, oh, okay. Not quite grasping what was going on, other than realizing, wow, this stuff really does work, right? So here's why. So guys, you know that feeling you get after sex? Well, after you have an orgasm, I'm going to say it again, oxytocin is released into your bloodstream and it acts as a relaxant, a muscle relaxant, a body relaxant. It relaxes every nerve, every fiber, and every muscle. You're complete, and not only that, but after you have sex, you're like, oh, and you breathe deep, and your voice begins to resonate unconsciously, which is a turn on to a woman. Because when you are down in your body, now your lungs are relaxed. Because it's like taking a muscle relaxant from your doctor, but more powerful and more natural. It physically relaxes your body. When you're breathing deep and you're relaxed, guess what's going to happen to her? She can relax too. And that feels good to her. So let's kind of rewind a little bit. You know that same feeling that you get after having an orgasm? Totally relaxed. It's like literally, at least for the next hour or two, all your worries are just gone. And that's why men want to have sex, because it literally, we're in the male brain, it's the worker brain, the push, and we get stressed, and then we have sex, like, we open up. The problem is this. It acts as such a relaxant for most men. They usually either A, fall asleep after sex, or B, they don't want to talk to it, please. Because unconsciously, most men, the habit is to go to the left brain, which closes them up. And right now they're open like they just got an hour-long or 2-hour-long massage. And like, don't talk, I just want to relax. Because if you start getting them to talk, they do this. And then because it's automatic to go into this part of the brain. Sometimes men can stay in that state and speak in the right brain way, in the open way. That's what I teach in my course for men to master, okay? So now, here's the mind-blowing part. If you're still with me, congratulations. You're going to get something really good out of this. So you know that feeling, guys, you get after having an orgasm, after having sex? Guess what? She wants to have the same feeling. She wants that totally relaxed feeling to where she can just relax and fall asleep. She can't get it through sex. The way a man gets it is through sex. So number one, a man connects sexually, and then when he has an orgasm, that opens up that lockbox and he opens up to his heart, and now he's emotionally fulfilled. So for a man, it goes from groin to heart, 1 to 2. For a woman, it goes through mental communication, mentally stimulated communication. That's number 1. And then that pops open, and then she opens up to her heart, and then she gets emotionally fulfilling communication. The problem is, most guys don't know how to do that. Most guys, meaning maybe 1 in a million, maybe 1 in 50 million, men don't do this. Every time I teach this guy, like, man, I had no idea about any of this. And it's not easy to learn, guys. It takes a while. So my point is, we're both trying to go from our number 1 to our number 2. When men learn how to do this, it transforms everything you've ever had, heard, learned, or experienced in relationships. A whole new world of understanding, getting along, communicating in a way that makes her melt and feel good. It changes the whole dynamics. So what is love to a woman, guys? When she opens up to her heart, when you give her emotionally fulfilling communication, when you can learn how to do that while being internal and open, she will melt. She will absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, know, not logically, but emotionally, physically from her body. Her whole experience is like, this guy loves me. That's love to a woman. And ladies, believe it or not, but the way a man opens up to his heart is through sex. Fortunately for you, I understand that if you do that first, he's just going to fall asleep. And he's not going to communicate in that language that gives you emotional fulfillment. The entire course for men is teaching them how to open up first to their right brain and communicate in the internal language for emotionally fulfilling communication for you, so you can have that same emotional feeling where all the worries go away and you completely relax. So I was going to add one more thing to that. Give me 1 second. So I know what it was. So here's what it is. Okay, this is going to blow your mind. This is going to blow your mind. I figured this out one day when I was teaching this to a male client. So I drew 2 stick figures, and I luckily made the male on the right, on the correct side, and the female on the correct side. And when I saw something, it blew my mind. So here they are, and this is going to be the woman. So I'm going to do, this is how I explain it. So I'm going to put the symbol above. So I'm drawing the circle of her head, and then I'm going to go down. This is the female symbol. Notice how it went down. Got that? The female brain needs to connect mentally down, then emotionally down, and then physically, sexually. So first you want to connect with her forehead, and I'll put a rectangle right there, and I'll put a number 1. And then it goes down to her heart, number 2. I should put circles actually. And then you connect sexually. So first a man connects number 1 mentally for mentally stimulated communication, and then she goes down. Now I'm going to draw a downward arrow again to the heart, and there's an arrow, right? And then he communicates in that language, the right brain emotionally fulfilling language, and he connects with her heart to heart, right? And then it goes down to her groin, and now she connects with you sexually, number 3. Right here, okay? And so what I then did was I drew the male symbol. Watch what happens. Here's the circle, and there's the arrow. That's the male symbol. And now, did you see that? And I drew the symbol, and I went, wait a minute. That's how a man and woman connects. So first, he's got to connect with her mentally, and she goes down, and you can connect emotionally, physically, and now she connects with you. And now the man, when he has an orgasm, he goes through his process and opens up to his heart. You get it? So look at that. It completes the cycle when you do it the female way first. Okay, sorry, I'm having a hard time drawing this. So that's the whole point. So it's supposed to go down this way and then up this way. So for men, it's up. For women, it's down. And when you connect in this way, it literally causes the circuit to be complete, and the energy begins to flow between a man and a woman. That is what the entire course is about. When you learn how to do this correctly, literally either within the sex or right after you have an orgasm, your energy will expand open, and now you're expanding to the spiritual dimension. Sex was always meant to be spiritual. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com, MikeKollin.com. Guys, if you really want to take the first step, buy my book, Crack the Female Code. It is 500 plus pages. I'm going to tell you something right now about that book. Everyone who's contacted me and took in the course, they're like, the minute I got into your book in the first section, I couldn't put it down. I had some people read that book like in 5 days, and I was like, dude, because I'll go look back in the order, like, you just bought it like 4 or 5 days ago. Like, I couldn't put it down. One guy said, I didn't go to work for 2 days. He goes, I couldn't stop reading your book. How soon can I come in? Get the book, Crack the Female Code. You will finally understand the power of this course. That book alone is gonna blow your mind. I'll see you guys in the next video. And ladies, get the book Why Men Just Don't Get It. And then the follow-up, Every Woman's Battle, The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment. They are shorter books. They're like 60, 70 pages each. They are fast. Everything I'm going over here, it's going to go over in much more in depth. I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, if you want to change your life, click subscribe. See you guys in the next video. God bless you.